was buried.
Tune a shortwave receiver to exactly 4,625 kilohertz, and you will hear a harsh, monotonous drone repeating roughly 25 times per minute. It broadcasts constantly from an unknown geographic origin within the Russian Federation. This signal operates completely in the open. Anyone on Earth with standard, off-the-shelf radio equipment can turn a dial and pick up the exact same transmission right now. We live in an era of encrypted, high-speed digital networks spanning the globe, yet this primitive analog transmission has been running continuously since the late 1970s. It began at the height of the Cold War, humming quietly beneath the geopolitical tension of the Soviet era. The Soviet Empire eventually fell, but the station outlasted it. To this day, no government has ever officially acknowledged its existence or explained its true purpose. When the USSR collapsed in 1991, the world watched an entire superpower dismantle its military infrastructure. Western intelligence agencies expected secretive Cold War projects to quietly shut down alongside the state that built them. Instead, amidst the total restructuring of the Russian government, the mysterious buzzing carried on. It never dropped its signal. Keeping a specific frequency alive without interruption requires heavy, brutalist industrial equipment. It requires continuous power grids, regular maintenance, and physical personnel monitoring these analog panels day and night. This means the broadcast, known to listeners worldwide as the buzzer, is a deliberate, actively maintained operation defying all norms of modern communication. To understand why a modern military would dedicate resources to a 50-year-old radio station, we have to look at the physics of how the signal travels. Unlike standard FM radio, which is blocked by the Earth's curvature, shortwave frequencies transmit upward, bouncing off the ionosphere. This continuous skip effect between the atmosphere and ground allows the analog signal to travel thousands of miles into foreign continents. This creates a massive tactical advantage. While the original transmitter can eventually be triangulated, the individuals receiving the signal are mathematically impossible to trace. A listener only needs a passive antenna. Shortwave radio remains a highly effective medium for broadcasting instructions to an entirely invisible global audience. At unpredictable intervals, the buzzing cuts out. The relentless noise is replaced by sudden, tense dead air. The static fills the silence, signaling to anyone listening that an event is about to occur. Then a live human voice breaks through the static. The voice reads out disjointed sequences of Russian names, numbers, and random phonetic words. Zhenya, Bulyana, Ivan, followed by strings of digits before the droning abruptly resumes. These interruptions mirror historical methods of coded espionage. Militaries have long used encrypted numeric broadcasts to send orders, systems entirely reliant on the recipient possessing a corresponding physical codebook to translate the noise into meaning. These fragmented recordings are the primary source of material for anyone attempting to map the station's hidden architecture. Decades of observation have led intelligence analysts to three primary theories. The first is that the buzzer is a traditional number station, broadcasting unbreakable, one-time pad encrypted orders to deep cover Russian operatives around the world. The second theory suggests a vast internal logistics network. The Russian military is massive and spans 11 time zones. Shortwave provides a fail-safe backup to coordinate internal forces if satellite communications fail. In this scenario, the constant tone acts as a channel marker, allowing military receivers to constantly gauge atmospheric conditions, ensuring the frequency is clear when localized defense orders need to be sent. The third theory, known as the dead hand or perimeter hypothesis, is the darkest and most debated. This unproven hypothesis suggests the broadcast is a dead man's switch. If the buzzing ever stops permanently, it implies the central command has been destroyed, automatically triggering a retaliatory nuclear strike. Analysts debate the likelihood of mundane atmospheric testing versus doomsday triggers, but the truth remains completely unverified by the state operating the transmitter. Today, independent crowdsourced investigators continually track the signal, logging every stutter and voice interruption on open-source forums. In 2010, these civilian trackers recorded a significant shift. By triangulating the signal, they found the broadcast had physically changed geographical locations. moving from a small village near Moscow to a new site further west. Relocating a broadcast of this magnitude requires a massive logistical commitment, confirming its status as a maintained and protected military asset. We live in an era of total digital transparency, where our every movement and message is tracked, logged, and analyzed. Yet this analog broadcast sits entirely outside that system, impenetrable and silent about its intent. A major superpower is openly broadcasting secrets into the air 24 hours a day, reaching across continents, and anyone listening is completely powerless to decipher the meaning. The signal never stopped. The mystery never ended.